September 1972. It was the days when one of the most mysterious cases in American history began, and nearly 50 years later, it's still unsolved. On one quiet afternoon, a woman was putting away groceries in her kitchen when she noticed her dog suddenly bolted out of the woods behind the house carrying something in its mouth and started acting strangely. She thought it was just a stick, but when the dog dropped it onto the grass, her heart stopped. It wasn't a stick at all. It was a human arm, flesh torn, nails still intact, already starting to decay. The police were called immediately, and before long, officers were swarming the neighborhood. They followed the dog's trail back into the trees, pushing through brush and branches until they reached a jagged cliff locals had always whispered about. A cliff with a name that carried its own warning: the Devil's Teeth. At the top of the cliff lay the body of a teenage girl. What disturbed officers most was how the remains were arranged. Branches had been laid in the shape of a coffin. Small wooden crosses were scattered in the dirt around her. To many, it didn't look like a simple crime scene. It looked like a ritual site. The victim was 16-year-old Jeanette DePalma, and her death would go on to become one of the most chilling and unsettling mysteries New Jersey has ever seen. Who killed Jeanette DePalma? And why was her body staged like an offering to something unholy? To understand how this nightmare unfolded, we have to go back to the suburban home where Jeanette's story began. Springfield, in the early 1970s, was a town that carried itself with pride. Families worked hard to maintain appearances. Lawns cut short, kids dressed neatly, Sundays spent in church pews. On the surface, it was the kind of place where nothing bad was supposed to happen. But that image was as fragile as glass, and behind it lived real people with their own struggles, secrets, and silent conflicts. For Jeanette DePalma, life was caught between those two worlds. To her friends, she was funny, kind, and quick with a smile. She had a sweet side, but also a stubborn streak. Quiet when she wanted to be, firm when she needed to be. She was a normal teenage girl who loved rock music, tried every trick in the book to make her wavy hair pin straight, and slipped into the occasion